Hey guys, welcome to Kingdom Come gaming channel. This is Jared Buffington. As you guys know, we've been expanding the channel to talk about more games as Hero Clicks, is in and out. But we also been playing Star Wars Destiny. So I want to do our second deck profile, which is Palpatine. And I actually call him Elder Wand Palpatine for my Harry Potter fans, because this Palpatine is tier 1. I've topped 5 times in a row at my local store, and our store is no joke. There's like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 players that are super competitive. We always are playing the meta, and for you to top at our store is saying something. So I've been playing Palpatine since Spirit of Rebellion. Since I got in the game as like a secondary deck, and he just never had enough oomph. But with Empire at War, there was some stuff that came out that really helped him. So let's go over that now. First, we're going to do the upgrades. First of all, we have 4 speeds. The action cheating is beautiful. You might think, why would I need it since I only have 1 character? But 0 cost with the focus, the shield, and 3 specials, it's amazing, especially for when you resolve the special, and then you can pitch to reroll Palp's dice and then hopefully get those guns and resolve them unanswered. After that, lead by example. I play at 1 of. I'm messing around with the deck build right now because of some of the events, and it's hard to make room in these decks, as you guys know. So I play anywhere from 2 to 1 of these. It's so good because I run supports in this deck, so this helped get the supports out, and this is much better, much better than Holdout Blaster. It has 2 gun sides, 2 focus sides, and a money side. So literally every side that you get is a side that you want, especially the focus. So like if you get a 4-speed special and a focus on this, you resolve this, you're going to guarantee you get that 5 damage off with Palpatine. And then when you roll guns anyways, the plus sides just kind of put it over the edge. Of course, 2 Force Illusions. This is one of the best cards in the game, especially for blue. It's incredible. So next we have our Holocron package. 2 Holocrons. Even though Ren's in the game, it doesn't matter. This is just freaking brutal. Then it's 2 Force Lightnings. I love this because whether it's the control from the special or just any other of the damage sides, it makes it so even if your opponent's able to remove Palp's dice, you're still getting in big damage. 2 Mind Probes. Pretty much speaks for itself with the gun side. It also allows you to hit their money with the Disrupt, which Palp doesn't have that on his dice, so being able to interact with their money is huge. The next upgrade is Chance Cube. I know you might be thinking, why the heck do you only have 4 blue upgrades? And I've messed around with having what's it called? I've messed around with having the Force Throws in there, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter, because with the Force Illusions and getting through the deck, you get through your deck quick enough, what I found, and you get these off with the Rise Agains if you don't get it with Holocron. Now Chance Cube, this is one of the main things that took the deck to the next level, and I have this theory going on that Chance Cube makes every deck better. It's so brutal. And then when you have this with the focus from the 4 speeds, the focus from Lead by Example, or the focus from Holocron, then you're almost always getting a 2 or a 3 with this. I mean, it is amazing. When Palp doesn't have to worry about money, I hard cast these upgrades sometimes. I mean, it is brutal. I mean, I have games where I have $10, $12, $15 on the side. Last night at our locals, I rose again for cost 5. I had 4 money left over. So it's just brutal. Next, our removal package. I don't play a lot. It's Doubt. It's pretty much a staple. And deflect. Deflect is just so good. Almost all decks have guns, even Kanan decks, and most of the meta is strong gun decks. So I put it, even if I match up against a melee person, I don't really care about removal that much because I'm rising again, and I have so many ways to get rid of the damage. So I only play 4 because there's really not enough room in the deck for more right now, which that will change depending on what meta you're in. Indomitable, this is one of those cards that took this deck like to the next level. It's basically cost 1, give Palp 3 more life, which is incredible. Indomitable, I just put this in here this week. I hadn't been running it, but when I realized that this is a 0 drop 3 damage because shields are so huge with the errata to Vibroknife, that this is almost like a must play for blue. 0 drop 3 damage. Rise again, of course, that pretty much speaks for itself. Now this is where the Juicy Tech gets in. This is partnership, which you're saying, what the heck is partnership doing in a Palp deck? Well, when we were playing Palpatine and I was very close to always top and very close to being consistent, I would just lose some matches, especially to the Guardian decks, because they can just take Palp's dice when I roll good. And my friend Malcolm and Solomon, they asked me, what is it that you think Palp is missing? And I said, a tactical mastery. That's what Palpatine really needs. More than force speed, because you can still interact with his dice with force speed. So partnership allows me to roll him out, and that's why I have supports in this deck, and roll him out and roll unresolved damage. And when I have, like, say I have a force speed, a force lightning, and just Palp's dice, it is incredible, because if I roll a force speed, I'm just like resolving all of my dice unanswered. So we'll get back to the partnership in a minute here. Endurance, best thing Palpatine could get. Incredible. They guardian his die and you throw it back in, or they best defense and you throw one back in. It's brutal. Interrogation droid and dark presence. The interrogation droids are what allow me to get off the partnership. So I can roll this out, trigger its effect, and maybe hit one of their removal, or like friends in low places, or any kind of card, and it allows me to trigger this effect and get off all my damage. And then the dark presence at 1, I had it at 2, but I'm just playing around with the meta at our local store, and this allows it so that when I'm rolling out my interrogation droid, or just Palp's dice with the 2 discard sides, I'm removing dice constantly for a 0 drop. And this comes in good even if I don't draw into the partnerships or they hit them from my hand. I'll normally activate this first to try and get their removal out of their hand. And if they've already rolled out, I'll normally, because this has 1, 2, 3 discard sides, I'll normally remove a die also. So this combination is great for 2 because it works every turn. And this deck is basically just brutal. And when I mulligan, I really want one of these 2 cards, because if I get this early game, whenever I draw into the partnership, it's great. I love to have one of these when I mulligan, because if they remove my die, it takes their resource, because they only have 2 the first turn, and I roll it back in. I love to top deck these. I don't mulligan for them, but if I top deck it, I might keep it. And then so that's kind of what I like to get. Or I get the holocrons and a force illusion, and I love getting force speed. It basically, like, if you look at all these cards here and then throw in chance cube as well, basically this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 of my cards. I can run one of my deck strategies if I top deck it or mulligan for it. So it really doesn't matter what I get. Like, there's nothing that I am like particularly trying to mulligan for, because there's so many of these. If I get any combination of these things, or if I get intimidate turn 1, that's great, because I'll pick your battlefield. I'll pick my battlefield, so I get the heals, and then I'll take away your shields immediately. If I get Indomitable, that's great. This deck is just so good, and Palpatine is so good with it. I've pulled out some wins against some tough Qui-Gon Kanan decks. Sabine, it has not lost to Sabine yet. Elder Wand Palp. What else? All kind of stuff. Before the erratas, I beat a Kylo Grievous. Lots of different stuff. This thing has been just winning Phasma with the Guardians. It's beat FN Bosk. It's beat just tons of stuff. So I'm really excited about this deck. I believe it's tier 1. If you see something that you would rather do, or you just have a different Palp build, please comment. Let me know what your Palp build is looking like. So subscribe to the channel and like this video if you want to see more deck profiles. I'm thinking about doing a Qui-Gon Kanan deck profile, and possibly a new Emo Kids deck profile, because I love Emo Kids. Oh, one more thing before we go. One card that I flirt with putting in here, depending on how prevalent the 4 character strategies are in your deck, is no survivors and kill them all. Because no survivors, just a 1 cost 3 or 4 damage from hand, and that really helps if they remove Palp's dice, and instead of having a dead turn, I'm still doing 3 to 4 damage with a no survivors, because Palp, they always spread the damage out, and it makes no survivors a really good card. So you could do a lot. I've played with the Plastoid armor in here, played with the Rejuvenates, Force Throws, and I'm just kind of messing with the build. But this has been doing like really good. Like, I've won games with just these 2 and lead by example. Just those on Palp. No blue 3 or 4 cost upgrades, just these pulling out the win. And it's brutal. So thanks guys, subscribe to the channel, like, and please comment what your Palp build is, or if you have any better ideas about what should go in Palp. Have a good one, and remember, when you're playing any type of game, not just HeroClix, you need to play to win.